In today's WrestleHavoc Daily, we're going to be talking about Roman Reigns and how he is currently not scheduled for the Elimination Chamber and the possibility of Rock versus Roman not happening in Perth, Australia. We're also going to be talking about DJ Wookid, who was backstage at AEW All In at Wembley Stadium, saying he experienced the fight between CM Punk and Jack Perry backstage, plus backstage news on the Young Bucks being Sting's last match at Revolution 2024, and Dark Side of the Ring being renewed for a 5th season. All of this and much more right here on WrestleHavoc Daily. What's up, everybody? It is yours truly, Flamin' Ricky DeRays, and this is WrestleHavoc Daily. Before we get on with all the craziness going on in the realm of professional wrestling, please make sure to like and subscribe to the WrestleHavoc channel right here on YouTube, in which we discuss everything in and outside of the squared circle. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and as the freaking referee would say, ring, ring, ring that damn bell for more notifications. Also, follow me on social media on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. In our first story, we're going to be talking about Roman Reigns, the current tribal chief, the current undisputed champion. According to Dave Meltzer in a recent edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, he is not scheduled for the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event. I'm reading this from F4W Online. Dave Meltzer reports in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that Reigns isn't scheduled for the event and that there are no plans for him to be added right now. The show is being held at Optus Stadium in Perth, Australia on Saturday, February 24th. Overall thoughts on this recent confirmation, quote-unquote, by Dave Meltzer about Roman Reigns possibly not being at the Elimination Chamber or not being scheduled for the Elimination Chamber right now. This is concerning, in my opinion. This is very, very, very concerning, and honestly, it drives me absolutely crazy. There's only one right way to do things if you're looking at this from a creative standpoint. Look, I will say this. Roman Reigns versus The Rock is the biggest match that WWE can do right now. I am not denying that whatsoever. 100%, I am not denying that whatsoever. And yes, it can garner mainstream attention across everybody if they do it at WrestleMania. But who is going to be there in the long term? Because clear as day, The Rock is not going to be there for the long term. Also, WWE has grown so much to the point where they can book a Rock versus Roman match anywhere on any given pay-per-view. I tell people this all the time. The idea of the B-show, which is what essentially Elimination Chamber is not necessarily what a B-show used to be. WWE has now focused on shows like Elimination Chamber and shows like Backlash to go into these international markets and make a huge splash. There's no reason that they booked the Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia, inside of a 60,000 seat stadium. 60,000 seats. It's clear as day that they need to book a big match, and clearly The Rock versus Roman Reigns is that match. Also, I have to ask, what happens to Cody Rhodes? You had him lose to Roman Reigns last year at WrestleMania, and clearly telling Cody Rhodes' version of hard times, and you wanted Cody Rhodes to dethrone Roman Reigns for this year's WrestleMania, and that is still the right decision that they have to make in the road to WrestleMania this year. What happens to Cody? Is he going to finish his story with anybody else? I'm telling you this right now. The story ends and only ends with Roman Reigns and nobody else. People are saying Roman Reigns could possibly drop the titles at the Royal Rumble in the 4-way without getting pinned. People are literally saying that Roman Reigns could drop the title in the 4-way without even getting pinned at the Royal Rumble. Are you really going to waste your time and investment? And you're basically going to render everything that you have done in the past 3 years useless, all because The Rock is going to show up. I'm sorry, but if you do Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania, I'm sorry, you're going to mess up everything. You're going to mess up the plans for WrestleMania, and you're going to mess up Cody Rhodes' story, and in my opinion, that is the wrong way to do business. Yes, I understand. Rock versus Roman is best for business. I 100% agree, but due to the circumstances, there's another time and place to do that match, and that is at the Elimination Chamber. How does this affect Seth Rollins versus CM Punk? Instead of affecting Cody Rhodes, and we possibly would still get the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania Night 2, what if it affects Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, which is the supposed main event for Night 1 of WrestleMania? That would be a problem as well. Just because The Rock is coming back, you should not hinder plans for WrestleMania. End off. Do not change your plans just because The Rock is going to come back. I understand The Rock is a big media star. I 100% agree, and you will make bank if you book the match at WrestleMania. But you can make just as much bank by booking the match not at WrestleMania and at the Elimination Chamber. End off. In our next story, we're going to be talking about DJ Wookid. Of course, he was backstage at AEW All In, and All In, of course, at Wembley Stadium is now synonymous, forever synonymous, with the backstage fight that took place between CM Punk and Jack Perry, which led to the termination of CM Punk. DJ Wookid recently made an appearance on the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts show, and he explained his experience going into that event and everything that went down. DJ Wookid stated, and I quote, "You already know what happened in the back. It was a straight-up brawl city. So I'm not going to talk about that. It was blood, killing, and death." He continued on and stated, "Think about it. It was like the biggest moment for AEW, and I guess he was trying to sabotage that moment. He wasn't trying to go out there. I'm in the middle. You know me. I'm a fly on the wall. It was very intense. You know, I always thought it was faking all this shit." DJ Wookid continued on, and I quote, "The shit that's crazy is there was a yelling moment where he was like, yo, F this shit. This is our moment. Everybody get the fuck out of there and do your shit." And I was like, I don't even know how to wrestle, but I was about to go out there. It was very intense, man. I will always respect wrestling after I saw that. Overall thoughts on DJ Wookid talking about his experience and what went down backstage at AEW All In between CM Punk and Jack Perry. I don't know, man. It's absolutely crazy. Of course, we all know that there's footage of the actual incident that took place backstage at All In. Hopefully TMZ one of these days, which probably never going to be in our lifetime, but hopefully one of these days we'll ever get that footage. But still, I think what happened at All In was an absolute disgrace because there was a lack of communication. I think all parties involved, Jack Perry, CM Punk, Tony Khan, everybody involved in that issue has a part to blame. And I do believe, and I still stand from what I stated a couple of months ago, CM Punk 100% deserved to get fired because that was a bad precedent to set to the entire locker room. Not only that, it was a bad example that was set to the entire locker room. It was just an absolute disgrace, and it completely overshadowed everything that AEW had done at Wembley Stadium. Of course, they sold 80,000 seats at Wembley Stadium, and after the show was over, nobody talked about the show. Everybody talked about the controversy behind the scenes between CM Punk and Jack Perry, and that, in my opinion, was an absolute disgrace. Of course, AEW Revolution will be taking place March 3rd at the Greensboro Coliseum, and it has already sold 15,000 seats at the venue, and of course, it is being marketed as Sting's last match, and of course, we already know who Sting's last opponents will be, and it's most likely going to be Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, who recently made their return to AEW TV this past Wednesday on Dynamite. Fightful has learned that Sting has had a major say on who his opponent or opponents will be. We've heard that he's been more keen on continuing to do tag team matches as opposed to singles matches, as he indicated in the past. The Young Bucks appeared on AEW Dynamite at the end of the January 10th show, hinting that it could be them. As of several weeks ago, that was actively the plan, and one that Sting has been on board with. Overall thoughts on the Young Bucks being Sting's last match. I think they're good opponents in my opinion. I know it's going to get a lot of mixed reactions. I know people are going to say that, oh yeah, did you see Sting's face once the Young Bucks' music played? Or people are going to mention how the crowd was absolutely quiet for the Young Bucks when they came out. Overall thoughts, I still believe that the Young Bucks are one of the best tag teams in the modern era and one of the best tag teams in the world. But I do also believe that they have taken a step back and they have fallen off course ever since Brawl Out happened with the incident with CM Punk 2 years ago at All Out. Overall, I think they are great opponents for Sting's last match. I think they're going to deliver great. Not only that, the Young Bucks in the past have said really good things about Sting. Sting has said really good things about the Young Bucks. Honestly, I think this is a win-win for everybody. And it's not like AEW put a gun to Sting's head and stated that the Young Bucks were going to be his last match. Again, Sting has a major say on what he wants to do for his last match, and that is the way that it should go. So, in my personal opinion, I do believe that the Young Bucks being Sting's last match is definitely a great decision, in my opinion. In our final story, we're going to be talking about Dark Side of the Ring. Dark Side of the Ring, of course, the Vice TV series has been renewed for a 5th season, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider. Vice TV has renewed Dark Side of the Ring for a 5th season. The current plan is for it to debut this March. overall thoughts, I'm a big fan of Dark Side of the Ring. I really enjoyed the Dark Side of the Ring episodes. I've been watching Dark Side of the Ring since the first season. I'm very curious to see what we're going to be seeing for Dark Side of the Ring. We've seen a lot of episodes in the past of Dark Side of the Ring. Episodes like the Montreal Screwjob, the Brawl for All, New Jack, Chris Benoit, Brian Pillman, Owen Hart. A lot of episodes. They covered a lot of serious topics that went on in the history of pro wrestling. I'm wondering what they're going to be talking about this coming season on Dark Side of the Ring. Put in the comments below, what do you want to see for Dark Side of the Ring Season 5 that's going to be debuting this March? And that concludes WrestleHavoc Daily. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, push that bell for notifications. I'm on the lookout for more videos right here on the WrestleHavoc channel, in which we discuss everything in and outside of the squared circle. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and as the friggin' referee would say, ring, ring, ring that damn bell for more notifications. And as always, it is yours truly, Flamin' Rick, Ricky DeRays, signing out. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.